in 2008, with a grant from this college, I was able to go during the summer. I wanted to find an organization that was doing this kind of work already that we could partner with. And it may seem like, well, that should be pretty simple, or you could just go there and do it yourself. It's very sensitive politically in China to have foreigners, especially people who look foreign, non-Chinese, to go into an area and say, hi, we're here to do good works and provide relief and that sort of thing. That's not well accepted. And so what was needed was a partner who has an established relationship and has already been accepted. And in 2008, I went there in the summer and was fortunate enough to find a group called the Earthquake Resource Center that had been operating in there for many years. And they said, sure, we'd love to have a group of students, community members, faculty come over, and we'll find something for you to do, because there's a lot to be done, especially after the earthquakes. You can see here we're working in the village, helping. You can see the amount of damage that's done. This is a home that the guy down here, who was our host for lunch, although we stayed in other village homes while we were there, but this is the home that he built right before the earthquake, and it was completely destroyed, the whole thing in rubble. And this was 15 months later, and while other villagers had pretty much rebuilt their homes, many of them had, his was still in rubble, and I suspect because he was one of the village leaders, he put off working on his own home to make sure other people got theirs built first. So we were able to help a little bit during the 5 days that we stayed there. Some of the schools are really not the best condition, and this is one of them. This is the one that I volunteered at when I was there several years ago. And before we left, I wanted to take the students to see this place and to see the students and see what conditions they work under and how great the students are and the teachers there. But I didn't want to just show up and say, hi, we come to stare at you. So I asked, what do you guys need? Because they always need something. And they said they needed some tape players because they only had one tape player for use in their English language classes. And they had like 5 different English language classes, and the tape player had to circulate. So I sent an email out to our faculty and staff here, and I said, this is how much money we need to be able to buy these tape players. Well, we got about almost 3 times as much money as we need in donations from our faculty and staff here. So we got to buy some better CD, instead of just tape players, CD combination tape players, and a printer. They had a computer but no printer. One of our jobs, besides helping with the rebuilding, was to go around and do a needs assessment. What do people in the village need? Because the ERC would send another team in at a later time, and they want to know what do people need to have help with. One of the things that we discovered through asking questions was that they'd had a terrible pear harvest, and pears were a key part of their economy. And because of her background in horticulture, Jessica went in to investigate, and she identified what was likely the problem, although she said I couldn't be conclusive until I'm in the lab and can test some samples, but we didn't have access. She can't bring those agricultural products back to the US and test them. So our NGO partner was going to find a local university, ag university, that could do the testing. We still haven't heard the results of that yet. And this young lady was the daughter of the woman, the family who had the pear orchard that she went to investigate.